Bam, we're live. Got the fucking Omnicron. My throat couldn't be any more sore.
Wait, you really have the Omnicron?
No, no one has the Omnicron. I don't. How do they even check if you have the Omnicron?
How did they check if you had the Delta?
Yeah. Have you looked into that? It's
I have
fucking
not.
hilarious. Oh yeah, if you start digging around and seeing how they check, it's hilarious. It's another one of the absurdities and preposterous. My throat really is sore, and I'm pretty sure the only sickness going around is the Omnicron. And I don't take any precautions. I'm a complete and total jackass. I was at a skate park just running my hands down 50 feet of rail and then wiping my face. Not on purpose.
50
That's just
feet
how
of
I
rail.
roll. You know what I mean? Like just like all the rails and shit they have in there. Not like the rails like that the guy skates on, but just the rails for the fat old parents to hold on to as they watch their kids in the trampoline park in Scottsdale. And it's, so basically when they check these variants, they basically like, how do you guys even know we're live? Look at these guys. Logan Bruntmeyer. Who is that? I don't know who that is. Corey Hall, seen that dude before. Logan Mark. Well, guys, I'm here too. What's this? What's up, Souza? I am here too. Hello. Hello, Sevan and his sidekick. It's like, who says hi to Robin? The Batmobile drives by and you guys are like, what's up, Robin?
Wait, can we show this real quick? Because I saw it earlier.
Oh, shit.
And it was awesome.
Oh, shit. I forgot my fucking notes. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah,
all you. Show it.
All right, cool. So this is actually from seeing as how Sevan is shadow banned, we might as well just bring up his Instagram on here to display it. But for those of you who have skated before, know that this is no easy feat. And especially for his age, size, it's just a phenomenon. Look at that. Boom. Solid. So anyhow, I was going to talk about it with Sevan, get it going, but I will have to wait to see.
I'm back.
All right, good, because I was bombing.
Did you time me? How long did that take?
I was bombing. Like six times of Avi jumping over that skateboard.
Oh yeah, that's really cool, right?
Yeah, that's well, you don't really appreciate it unless you've actually tried to skateboard before, because he actually makes it look pretty good too. But like if you've ever been on a skateboard in order to drop in like that and hit the lip just right to pop the board up over that other one, that's impressive.
Yeah, it's nuts. Hey, Sevan, how cool of a dude is? God damn, my throat is so sore.
Man, yeah, you.
Oh, hey Sevan, how cool of a dude is Travis Bajan? I've done some traveling with him, and he is a great guy. So there was this I don't know what you call it, diatribe, monologue, words of wisdom. I used to do them on my Instagram every once in a while. There was this one time I gave this lecture. If you're not the coolest dude in the room, then shut the fuck up. Like, you got to know when you're not the coolest dude in the room and let the coolest dude in the room talk. And when I gave that, the two people I was thinking about were him and Dave Castro as the coolest dudes in the room. Like when Travis is in the room, he's the coolest dude in the room. And the problem is that if you try to steal the limelight from him, he'll let you, and you'll look like an idiot. And you guys have all seen that. The way this works is, so me, Souza, Hobart, and Kate are all in the room. And let's say Souza's the coolest dude in the room, and he's the funniest guy, and he's running the show, right? Then another dude walks in who's not as cool as Souza, but he tries to take the limelight. But he's now the richest dude in the room, right? That guy's the richest dude in the room, maybe even our boss. He now looks like a complete jackass by demanding all the attention, because Souza's really the funniest, coolest dude in the room. And even if that guy wasn't our our boss, the coolest dude in the room has a tendency to let whoever wants steal the limelight from them if they want it. So like Travis is like that, and Dave is like that. When they're in the room, they're the coolest dudes in the room. But if you try like to hijack the conversation or like take the limelight from them, they'll let you, but everyone will be annoyed with you because no one wants to hear you fucking talk. Even if you're a fucking 9, no one wants to hear you talk because Travis is there and he's a 10, or Dave is there and he's a 10. So and then of course there's exceptions to the rule. If it's 10 o'clock at night and there's one hot chick, she doesn't even have to be hot, and 5 drunk dudes, then it changes the whole dynamic, because the chick might not be the coolest person in the room, but everyone's letting her talk and trying to outlast the next guy to see who's going to pass out first, so that they can be the only one left with the girl. It becomes some weird dynamic, but those are exceptions to the rule. You know what I mean? It's like, but for the most part, what I'm saying is true. If there's no like sex involved
Is there any like
or
metrics
courtship.
to the coolest guy in the room? Like, is it just an energy you feel? Because not like I disagree, but I'm just like, how
I
can you
don't know. No, I know what you're
figure it
saying.
out?
Like, what makes a guy cool? Is it because you can
Right.
see the outline of his penis through his jeans, or is it because he tells funny jokes? I have no idea what it is. I have no. Is it because he's tall? Is it because he's short? No, I don't think there is. If there is one, I don't know what it is. I don't
Fair
know
enough.
what it is. But I'm open to anyone who does know. I mean, I'm not saying that there isn't one.
So how was your travels?
They were great. There's like metrics. There's like, how about this one? I was trying to along that same line of what you're saying today. I was thinking about this today. Open-mindedness. So there's just complete assholes out there who just think that everyone should get vaccinated, and then there's really cool open-minded people like me who don't care whether you get the vaccine or not. And then there's someone even more open-minded than me who doesn't care if you're one of those assholes. Who thinks that little kids should get the vaccine. And I'm like, is that really more open-minded? Is that like, you just getting like to that Bob Marley song that he's singing, like everything's going to be all right. And he talks about how even nuclear reactors are perfect and everything's perfect and the world's just going the way it should. And like, it's okay, the kids are being molested and nuclear reactors are leaking. It's okay, man. That's episode 226, Sevan Sings Reggae. Skip this episode. Can't believe I haven't even drank coffee yet. What is going on with me today? I was in such a bad mood. I didn't think the show was going to go off. That was pretty good reggae, right?
That was good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. That was good.
I did not watch the 2018 games documentary. I didn't watch the one that came before it, 2017. No. Which one came before it? 2021? Whatever. Didn't one just get released? I didn't see that one either.
Yeah, I forget which one it was. Hey, when you're editing movies like that, like the ones you made in the past, and you've just seen it so many times because you've been cutting it up, is there just come to a point when it's done and you're just like, I don't even want to watch it again? Or is it
there becomes a point where you can't see it. I can't really explain what that means, but you're like, so when you watch a movie, when you edit a movie, if you shoot the movie at 30 frames a second, you have to remember that the editors are editing it at 30 frames a second. What do I mean by that? So you're watching the movie, and as the viewer, you're just watching seconds or chunks of seconds go by. When you're the editor, you have to watch the movie at 1/30th of a second, like, to be a good editor. It's fucking nuts. And what I mean by that is like you're making clips that are up to 1/30th of a second long. So you'll be scrolling along and you'll be like, I got to cut that right before Souza blinks.
Wow.
Because you've watched the movie so many times, you're watching every nuance, every creep, you're just like, okay, I got to cut that off here. And you're like, I have to bring the sound in of the next clip about 10/30ths of a second before this one goes out so that there's a nice crossfit. And it's nuts. And so after a while, you watch it so many times, you're watching it, you don't even know what you're watching. Something happens. I don't know what the phenomenon is, but it's crazy.
Like snow blindness.
Yes, it is crazy. There's something weird. Sorry about all the sniffles, guys. They don't test for variants. That's the thing. So they're like 1 out of every 7,000 positive tests gets tested for a variant, and then they run some statistical model on it that's a failed model. I mean, so there is no, they don't test. They don't have the capability of testing every time. You can't go in and be like, and they tell you have COVID, and then they can be like, hey, which variant do I have? They won't tell you. They'll be like, they just know that, okay, now 80% of the people in your area are getting the Omicron one. So they just dumped you in the Omicron bucket.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just funny. It's idiocy.
It was the lack of that discussion too. Everybody just took it right at face value. Like, oh, there's a new variant and it's spreading really quickly. And here's our numbers. They're up by our trusted institutions. And then nobody was like, wait, how could you differentiate? Do you do the wave thing and then look and you're like, oh, yep, you got delta. We have a delta here. Like nobody questioned it.
You should do that gesture a lot. It made your bicep look big, like this one.
I think it's the lighting, just because this light is so bright.
I think your bicep looks big because your tricep's so small.
Fair enough. No tricep accent.
Sevan, love your podcast, but tell us the truth. What's going on with you and Matt? I think you mean and tell us. What's this but tell us? Sevan, love your podcast, but what does but mean there? Love your podcast, but tell us the truth of what's going on. And if I could tell you, I don't know what's going on with me and Matt. I explained it really well in that podcast I did with Josh. He basically called me and told me why he doesn't want to do the podcast anymore. It's not relevant to me sharing that with anyone. It's like not, and it wouldn't even matter to you guys. It's just is like, in the big picture, it's just that he's too busy. It would fit under the category of being too busy. I think that's not fair to say. Yeah. But I'm just saying the egomaniac, self-centered, uber insecure Sevan Matosian thinks it's all about him, that I did something. I have this perception of myself that thinks that there's a threshold to some people's tolerance. There was this phenomenon that went on the podcast with the Josh, Matt, and Sevan podcast, where I would be cracking jokes and Matt would take them seriously and explain them. And I would never be like, dude, that was a joke. And that would happen probably 2 or 3 times every show. And it's a little bit of a weird phenomenon. And I think that maybe it's something around that. So like if I were to be like, would you rob a bank, Matt? Talking about his hat. That's not really a good example, but let's say that was a bank robber's hat. And I would be like, actually, this isn't the type of hat that people rob banks with. And I picked this up. It's a Tom's hat, and every hat I buy, one goes to charity. And this actually isn't a bank robbing hat. And bank robbing is a serious crime. And then I would be like, holy fuck, that didn't go how I wanted it to. So I know that me and him weren't on the same page. That's not a bad thing. That's not, I mean, he was, remember when we did the very first episode, I was trying to figure out who's the smartest, and I was the dumbest and Matt was the smartest and Josh was in the middle. So he's just smart and I'm just fucking not. So how about that? That's all I got, Nancy.
Yeah. People,
I think you used the word, I think you used the word, but wrong, but we'd have to ask Matt cause he's the smartest guy. These documentaries need to have some new drama to make change. I know. I don't think so. I like the same format over and over and over. The bad guys, over a ravine. Michael Knight has to push turbo boost. Kit jumps over the ravine, and we save the day. I'm fucking every show can be like that for me. But I get what you're saying. Hey, what would be the best documentary ever? I'm serious. Matt should enter the women's competition. Or just someone just do it. Just one of you dudes out there, just do it. Like I don't even think you need to be. Well, you have to be pretty. You're gonna have to be pretty good to beat.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be pretty good.
I was gonna say you don't even have to be that good.
You can't be some multiple regional wash up and go.
hey, Colton Mertens, take one for the fucking team. And just do it. Just go over there. All you have to do, just test the waters, see what happens. I'm totally.
Wait, you think CrossFit would allow it?
They're so woke. They don't care about. So they have no integrity. They have no. They're like just McDonald's or Coke or whatever. Just whatever sodas, whatever the crowd wanted, they would do. You know what I mean? Like they just want to know the pulse. I mean, if for some reason they could find a movement that was racist, like if someone could be like, the thruster is actually quite racist. Well, it would have to be against black people, not against white people. But if they could be like, the thruster is really, black people do not do the thruster as well as white people, they'd have to pull that out of the games. I mean, that's how those fuckers are so wishy-washy, no vision, completely lost their way. The only people holding down the fort are the affiliate owners who heard Greg Glassman's message. So, and what is the vision of CrossFit? HQ can't tell you probably, but I can tell you. I mean, some of the leftovers can. I mean,
have
Nicole,
they
I think
been into
Nicole
that
and
before?
Dave can. What?
Had that never came up when you were there or anything like that? Was that anything that was ever talked about?
You mean with Greg?
Yeah.
Greg just pounded the vision into us nonstop. You wanted to fucking blow your brains out. The fucking guy was a recording. I mean, there was nuance to it. It was always changing like a little bit. Like, should you like the diet? Maybe it's maybe it's no fruit. Maybe fruit should be before starch. Maybe we should have done strict pull-ups before kipping pull-ups. But the vision was this: that constantly varied functional movement executed at high intensity. And the foundation and the pyramid always stayed the same. And we knew what the pyramid was, and it was nutrition, and that was pounded into us. And that absolutely only do things, only believe in the highest rigors of provable science, which was something that was that had the highest predictive value of working. And don't believe in consensus science, and just all. It was just pounded into us that you needed to work out 3 days on, 1 day off, that this was the diet you needed to have, that added sugar and refined carbohydrates were what led to like all diseases. I mean, he was 15 years ago when I met Greg, he was calling dementia type 3 diabetes. I'd never even heard that. Now people are like, did you know that dementia might be type 3 diabetes? I'm like, I mean, he told us the tsunami of chronic disease was coming. He explained to us that you can't save everyone, that the affiliates are just lifeboats, and just there's no point in trying to save everyone. Now they have a metric. I think that it used to. Greg would have never let happiness be a metric, just like he never let those of us at HQ do marketing or try to make money. That's what was so funny whenever anyone would say, oh, HQ is just doing that with the open and charging this and that just to make money. Dude, if you spoke like that around Greg, you were toast. He wouldn't fire you, but he would use you as an example and fuck you up in front of the whole group. We always chased excellence. What was the best way to support an affiliate? What was the best way to get healthy? What were the best foods to eat? What were the best combination of movements to do? And then the rest would fall into place. People would buy the programming. People would watch the videos. People would go into affiliates and spend money. And then people would either make money or they'd be happy or they wouldn't. But like, he didn't care. He didn't care what the outcome was, which takes us to what woke people do. They care only about the outcome. And so when you only care about the outcome, you do stupid shit. Those trees are blocking my view. You cut those trees down with no thought that then the soil erodes, that the tree was holding in place, and your house slides down the fucking hill. And that's why they think it's okay to be racist, to fight racism. Because they're fucking morons. Because in the end, they can't think 3 moves ahead or 1 move ahead and be like, well, then all you have left is racists.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just tell CrossFit Inc. is completely lost. And don't get me wrong. It was hard being around someone like Greg, who has such a huge big picture vision all the time. Every once in a while, you're like, can't we just sell some, sell a protein bar and we all make an extra 100,000 this year? I mean,
can't we just sell the sweatshirt?
Yeah.
People are going to like the sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He hated anything that was brand diminishing. He wanted, it's so funny because people complain. He wanted to give everything away free, but he wanted the CrossFit shoe to be $600. That's what's so funny. So people are like, now, No Bill charges so much. Greg wanted the CrossFit shoe to be $300. It's not for everyone. The shoe's bullshit. The shoe isn't for everyone, but the programming is for everyone and it's free. It's like,
yeah.
He didn't care. He doesn't care if Coca-Cola sponsored the games, but he would be up there making fun of them all the way to the bank. So yeah, they seem to. What's going on here in the comments? Do you watch TV, Sevan? I watch some TV when I ride the assault bike. I usually will watch some UFC stuff, or today the algorithm gave me a Jordan Peterson video and I watched it. It was 22 minutes. It was pretty crazy. It was pretty, man, he's fucking something else. And I watch UFC on Saturday nights. I'll watch arm wrestling tomorrow because John Brzezink's arm wrestling. Is that tomorrow? Travis never got back to us, huh?
Yeah.
No, tomorrow's Friday. It's Saturday. So yes, I watch Embedded, the UFC Embedded show. When I ride the assault bike, they're little 9-minute episodes. I'll watch some CNN or Tucker Carlson or MSNBC like or ABC clips if like YouTube puts them in my algorithm. Mostly, now I just watch that shit to be excited about, like, come talk about shit for you guys on the show. Come find shit to share with you guys. Greg Glassman knew so much genius, man, or should I say he knows so much? Sevan, will you bring him on? Yes, very soon. Very, 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 very. I mean, I plan on bringing him on very soon. He says he's going to come on after the 1st of January sometime. Big fight this weekend. I'm not an Amanda Nunes fan at all. Zero. I don't know why either. She's not bad. Dave gave away a bunch of Every Second Counts DVDs. Did you see that post?
I did.
And he mentioned that Carrie Peterson made the movie and purposely left me out.
I noticed that. Some other guy.
Imagine that. Imagine I slaved to make this fucking movie. Slaved.
We got to bring up the clip now that.
And Dave posts on his Instagram. He's giving away Every Second Counts DVDs, and then doesn't mention my name or tag me.
But also, did you see the clip that he showed?
Celebrate the success of the 2018 documentary. It's already #1 on iTunes for documentaries and top 10 for all movies right now on iTunes. I'm going to throw it back to Every Second Count. I have all these copies of the original CrossFit Games documentary. This one was made in 2009 or 2008 actually, but 2008 CrossFit Games by Carrie Peterson, one of our producers back then and videographers. He and some other guy did a great job.
He and some other guy.
By the way, congratulations, Mariah. I don't know what her last name is. Mariah Oldroyd, for getting the 2018 documentary done. It's quite the story. I wonder if, those of you who've seen her be interviewed about it, did she talk about how it was hidden and that it could have been lost forever? I mean, shit, the backstory on it might even be better than the movie. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. No, I'm not in Arizona anymore. And I got to apologize just for how shitty I've been this last week. The shows have been a fucking disaster. My scheduling's been a disaster. I'm back home. I'm going to get everything in order. And I'm going to stop these live call-in shows and actually bring you real guests, a shitload of real guests. We're going to go on a tear. No Omnicron can stop me.
Yeah, we have so many cool people in the pipeline that we're just gonna start laying down. It's gonna be some good guests coming up.
What's your opinion on Dave Castro's post about hog hunting and all the hate around it? I understand all the hate around it. Seeing dead shit on Instagram and on the internet's hard to see. When I first started working at CrossFit, they would post pictures of like dudes who've hunted bears, or they showed a guy who'd killed so many bunnies, and he wrote Happy Easter with dead bunnies. And I worked there, and I hated that shit.
Yeah.
But what's funny, what the thing about the hogs is so crazy. I don't know if it's my place to say any of this. I guess I can say it because Dave's never going to say it. Or is that why I don't say it? He fucking gives that meat away. Like, if you guys saw where he kills, first of all, those things are doing bad shit to his property. I forget what it is, but there's a fucking gazillion of them, and they're doing bad things to his property, and he kills them. And then his neighbors they're like the most hardcore Mexicans you've ever seen. Not like hardcore like you've seen in the movie Colors. I'm talking like his neighbors own like cows and bulls, and they do weddings, and they march down the street, and they have mariachi bands, and they fucking, like, the kid rides a horse instead of a fucking bike or a scooter on Dave Street. I mean, they're like fucking, what are those guys called? Caballeros? What's a Mexican cowboy? Yeah. They look like they fell out of a fucking Clint Eastwood movie. And so Dave kills that, calls them. All those dudes come over, they skin it, and they divvy up the meat and shit. And I just feel like everyone's so judgmental. But I get it. But I get their side too. It's hard seeing dead shit. But don't be a hypocrite. But it is sad. But you're a fucking judgmental asshole for just saying that. No one even
Yeah.
asked Dave, do you eat the meat? I mean, he's giving it to, and these people aren't wealthy. These people are poor. I think they're poor. I'm projecting on them. They look poor to me. They don't got a fucking $250 Filson hat. They don't got these glasses I got from the Four Seasons that were $1,800. They don't got this Filson vest. Oh, speaking of rich, these fucking jackasses at Victos. Oh. I'm not doing this again, you assholes. You have to sponsor me. These guys make the best shoe. I found these in my closet. A brand new pair of Core. I know. How gangster are these, dude?
Those are cool.
These are so, and they're the Nano 2. These are the Nano 2. If you like the Nano 2,
Yeah.
but with man colors and shit. Like I swear to God, my T count goes up. I got a little swagger when I wear these.
They're comfortable.
And these jackasses, I wrote them a fucking letter being like, dude, come on, guys, sponsor me. Hook it up. Just something like sponsor. Like, for instance, guys, you get, listen. I don't need a job. Barbelljobs.com. I don't need barbelljobs.com. I don't need a job. I don't go to barbelljobs.com. I honestly don't think I'm competent enough to get a job at barbelljobs.com. I love them. There's nothing, I'm not selling my soul by accepting them as a sponsor. I like what they're doing. Working's important. I love working.
All right, these posted job totals are going up too. That's awesome.
But I would be scared to get a job at a gym. Like taking someone's life and like telling them how to move and hoping you don't hurt them, and the whole goal is just to fucking save their life and make them better people. I'd rather, like, for me, when I used to do that shit, I did it at a park, and then people just came and I just coached them for free. But I would have, if I probably would have grown a set and eventually charged them, I bet. But anyway, barbelljobs.com is our real sponsor. These jackasses right here, they don't give me shit. And this shoe's so light and it's so nice. I don't think it's I suspect it's not as made as well as the Nano. The truth is I don't really know because I don't train in them because I don't want to fuck them up because they're so beautiful. But my last pair, I wore them down, the bottoms down until it's nothing. They're so nice.
I work out in them. They're good.
You do have a pair?
Yep. I've done rope climbs in them, and actually they've been my workout shoes for probably like the last like 2 to 4 months.
Oh, so you like them. And did you get them because I endorsed them?
Yep.
Well, fuck you guys. Sponsor.
Let's see. Oh, they're not next to me.
Anyway, the only reason why I'm talking about it again, this is the weirdest part. You ready? I told myself like a month ago, you've got to stop plugging people for free. It was like I was going to bed. Stop, channel your inner Matt Fraser and just only sell Coca-Cola.
I'm gonna say I disagree with the Matt Fraser method.
Okay, well, anyway, these fucking guys sent me a box of cheese yesterday. I got home from Scottsdale and there's a whole box of cheese, and I'm like, who sent me all this cheese? And it's from Victos. It's Merry Christmas. How do these guys even have my address?
That's awesome. You bought cheese, I assume.
That's fucking
you made
crazy.
A profile. That's they sent you cheese.
I know. They know. They're just.
You're on their radar. That's the first step.
They know.
First step. Give value first.
Mars, how's the job hunting going, buddy?
Oh, dude, it's so good. I mean, I'm looking right now at Barbell Jobs, dude. I tell you what, there's tons of shit on here, my man.
Good. Mars is one of our regular callers. I wish he was like just like some stupid hot chick that's just like made me frazzled instead of some dude I just want to hang up on. But I'm so desperate for a regular caller.
Yeah, I actually think that the reason you're 27 minutes into the show without a phone call is because everyone's being afraid of getting hung up on.
That's good. I appreciate you coming up with an excuse for me. Hey, dude, I think the average YouTube show has 52 bots and we have 59 viewers right now. So,
yeah, I'm sure that there's no bots. They wouldn't send any bots in your direction. I'm pretty sure they want your show to die, Sevan. You're talking too much.
Hey, listen, I got to get 10,000 subscribers. I don't think I've ever said to subscribe or like on a show. We have got to get to 10,000 fucking subscribers. And here's the reason why. I think at 10,000, something happens in the algorithm.
Do you want to know something crazy about the subscriber count that just blew me away?
What?
So you know that Akira the Don guy keeps harassing you about?
Yeah, maybe. He's a musician?
He's a DJ. He's a DJ, makes a lot of music. He posted a clip with his music today.
Okay. Oh, that's his music? What?
Yeah, that's his music.
The
Yeah.
one where my kid's skateboarding, that's his music?
Yeah, the Jocko one. Yeah.
Oh, shit. I didn't even know that was Jocko talking. Okay.
Yeah. There was it's crazy. Like, there are a lot of people listening in, but his subscriber count, never really went up. And there was all these people that were saying, it seems like I'm getting unsubscribed. I swear I subscribed to you before. And the best thing was he had a subscriber party for like, I don't know, 69,000 people or something. And YouTube decided to purge a bunch of followers. And like an hour before his subscribe party, it went to 68.4. So
it went to what? It went to what?
It went to 68,400, as if like 600 people unsubscribed.
Oh shit!
So in my mind, it's BS. Because I mean, it was like an hour before, and then all of a sudden 600 people drop off the map. Yeah, I
Right.
doubt it. It's kind of just Google and people fucking with people.
Yeah,
But with him, it's, I don't know. I don't know if he's for sure shadow. Well, some stuff is shadowed, but not as hardcore as you are. That's for sure.
Well, thank you. How come they haven't kicked me off yet?
I don't know. You need to plan an insurrection for January 6th, and then they might talk about it.
How do you know how that's an insurrection? Can you argue the Oh God, there's a guy calling from Gaylord, Michigan.
That's too awesome. You got to drop me for that.
Okay, love you. Bye. Well, you're so open-minded. Tell me how you got so open-minded. Hello? Oh, this is
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk
Hello.
to me. Yeah, hey.
Is this a Sevan podcast?
This is
Wow, I finally made it on. I've looked up to you guys since I was a little kid.
Oh my
Since I
God.
was a fucking toddler.
You know what's crazy? What phone
Oh.
is that your personal phone you're calling from?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Because
I
it says
just wanted to give
spam.
my
It
number
says
to you.
spam.
You
It says spam risk.
No, it's not spam risk. It's not a spam risk call, dude. I'm so fucking excited. I have a huge boner right now.
Prove it. Prove it. Prove it. What can you do to prove it? Can you you slap the tip of it so it goes bang?
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
I heard it. I
just hit it on the glass table just for you. For you.
I heard it. Where are you calling from? Are you calling
Dude.
from Gaylord, Michigan?
Yeah. How did you know? That's where all the faggots are from, bro.
All right. You can't use that word on this show.
Hey.
This is a woke show.
Oh, I apologize. I apologize. It won't happen again. Hey, I like your nose. Can you do huge lines of cocaine with that fucking thing?
Huge.
It looks like it, man. I wish I had a nose like that. See, I can only take it in little itty bitty amounts.
Hey, I know where you can take it. I can hear it in your voice. Don't lie to us. We know where you take it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Every day. Only for you though, big guy.
Armband sponsor. Yes, Logan. Okay. Well, I appreciate the nose jokes. I tried to rebut with you taking dick in your ass. I appreciate the hard penis comments. We're just not getting anywhere with it. We're gonna have to try again.
Wait. I really wanted to. I really just wanted to say that niggers are primitive animals.
Oh, is this him? Do you think it's him calling back? It says spam risk again. It was spam. This dude is drunk or high. I just watched Our House movie. By the way, I don't think that's even. I don't think that's funny. By the way, what he said. I don't think like I'm not the word nigger doesn't offend me in any way, and if it does offend someone, I know it's their problem, but I don't think you should say anything to go out of your way to offend someone unless
That was an all-time worst
prepared
call.
to deal with the consequences. And I have no intention of purposely offending anyone. I have intentions of sharing the truth, and I don't even think what he said is funny. Yeah, I want to shake my head at him. He's a I wish he wouldn't listen. I wish he wouldn't listen to the show. I wish he would
I was surprised you let it when you said that. I thought you were gonna cut it, but I knew you were curious as to what was gonna happen.
I should have. I just don't like it. I just don't. It's not. I watched Our House the movie and it was incredible. Oh, thank you.
Loud as shit.
Thanks. That is loud when that's him. He just keeps calling back from Houston. God bless the iPhone. Look at me. I used to say God damn it, Jesus Christ, and now I say God bless. I've fucking made a 180. Armband sponsor would be good. Oh shit. Is this the last call-in show? No, I don't think it's the last call-in show. I just feel like when I do them, I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel. Okay, we talked about Victos. Did you see that? Do you want to talk about the 3 gym owners that died? No, 2. Yeah, 3 gym owners that died. 2 committed suicide and 1 died from COVID. And yes, the one that died from COVID appears that he has serious comorbidities, unfortunately. In that interview today, hey, I had a question for you, Souza. Have you ever seen a female garbage person?
I don't think I have. I'm actually trying. I would like literally try to think, but no, I don't think I have.
Has anyone ever seen a female garbage person?
I mean, I'm sure there's some out there, right?
Like I'm talking about the dude who like
Yeah,
is
like
in the
gets
back
out
of the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like either someone who drives the truck or the dude who gets out of the truck. Oh, you have, huh? Tell me more, Steven. Tell me more. I'm not talking about the lady at the dump who collects your money when you drive through the truck. I seen her too. She's hot. Dude, you cannot keep calling from Houston. Houston is banned for the rest of the show. Banned from the rest of the show. I sell garbage trucks and I've seen them. You sell, how much is a garbage truck? Wow.
Probably like millions of dollars now.
Yeah.
Not millions,
wow.
But like high 100,000s.
I sell garbage trucks and I've seen them. What do you mean you sell them and you've seen them? The person who the person on the in the chain of command who drives the truck is Denise or Dennis. I would block his number, but he's calling from like 10 different numbers. And that's why it's spam risk. He's working somewhere and he's listening to it where he's access to a shitload of phone lines. South Louisiana, I seen it all. I see it all. Yeah, that doesn't matter. That's not. Oh, here we go. There are over 58,477 sanitation workers currently employed in the United States. Yeah, I think those 20% are like, they're like the management or the lady who works, like who takes the money at the dump or she weighs your truck. I just haven't seen them. And as a dude, you're at least for me, I'm in tune with that shit. Not whether they're men or women, but like I look at garbage trucks. I'm still like a little kid. Like if I see a garbage truck, I watch it. I watch it smash shit. I watch the dudes inside. I watch how they jump out. I watch the arm. Like the shit never gets old. I'm just into that.
Are you a really observant person? Like, are you one of those, like, as you drive through a light, you know what the person next to you is doing, the cars that you pass for like the next 5 minutes, you could tell what all their colors were and how many there were?
No, I'm not like a cop where I'm not like, okay, that was a man. He's 5'9". That's a chick. That's a black dude. That's a Hispanic. But I look around. I mean, no one knows when they're on autopilot, because it's seamlessly integrated with your fleeting moments of consciousness. That's what's so scary. But it seems like I'm always conscious. Like I'm always making some. I don't ever just drive from point A to point B. I drive. I'm like, dude, I'm in a car. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like shifting. I'm flowing through the lanes. I'm using my signal. I'm like, I'm driving. It's like a fucking video game. I never just am just like, oh, point A to point B, blah, 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 blah.
Right. I'm
I'm
weird in
either
the
like
sense-
purposely trying to go too fast or purposely trying to go too slow. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just saying I'm weird in the sense, and I always thought like everybody was that observant, but we'd go on like a plane ride to a vacation, you know, and then I would recognize the passenger of the plane while we're out on vacation.
Yes.
Like that
Yes.
type of stuff.
Yes. Yes. How about how about this fucking thing drives me crazy, and I see it every single day. I'm driving and there's 3 lanes and everyone's in 2 of the lanes, like 18 cars in 2 of the lanes and no one in the left lane. And it's not even like at the next light that lane's gone or that
Right.
those other 2 are forced to turn off, or there's nothing. It's just that the way the traffic works, if you don't pay attention and turn on your left signal and get in that left lane, that lane would stay empty. It's like,
Right.
it's so weird how
Autopilot.
yeah. And I'm like, dude, you're going to be stuck here for 2 lights driving like that, like an idiot. And it ruins everything for everyone. That's why, like, sometimes when I'm cutting people off and I'm speeding through traffic, if the person with me in my car is like, hey, dude, you shouldn't be driving like that. I'm like, really? I'm doing everyone a favor. I'm just getting out of everyone's way so they can just cruise around like idiots.
I can't wait till all the cars drive themselves.
I didn't think there would be as many female workers as male carriers until I started working there. Just as always saw dudes delivering mail. Oh, that's a good point. Okay. I feel you.
I've seen a lot of female like Amazon, UPS, and USPS for sure.
This one time, Haley and I were, my wife and I were in San Francisco, and we saw a male carrier, and his calves were the biggest calves I've ever seen on any human being. And it made sense because he walks the steepest hills in the world every single day, pushing that thing. And his calves were nuts.
Dang.
Yeah, they were nuts. It's
No,
weird
they
when you
pop.
see people with enormous calves, right?
Yeah.
Or
Don't
people
see
with
it
no
that often,
calves.
But you live by the beach, so you probably see a lot more shorts.
Yeah, tons of shorts. Everyone's in shorts. One of the things Jordan Peterson said today is that men are interested in things and women are interested in people. And I thought that was interesting because I think that's one of the traits I have as a man that makes me a little bit more like a woman. I'm very interested in people. I'm very, very interested in people. And that was one of the arguments for why there's more women nurses. And then I forget what the other job was that he compared to it for men. And he talked about something in this video that I saw called biological instinct. And that it points people in the right direction. And I thought that was very interesting because some people think that I dress my boys as girls. I let their hair grow long. I have them wear girls' capri pants, and so they bring to it those are clearly things that are not feminine except culturally feminine. They're made up feminine things, as opposed to something that's really is feminine, which would be like enlarged breasts or like this other thing that he said, a characteristic of being interested in people as opposed to things, or like hitting. Boys in general hit more, like the kids. Like when my 3 boys hit a lot, and I think that that's just part of their biological instinct. They hit each other and wrestle a lot. Not the girls don't. I just think that there's scales to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But no matter how long I let my boys' hair grow long or how many tights I put on them, and by the way, I viewed all of that as masculine. I didn't view it as feminine at all. And I've talked about this before, and I would put them in wife beaters and in those tight pants because I thought that made them look like what's the Russian ballet guy? Oh, God, Baryshnikov. I liked my mom. My mom was really like Baryshnikov. When I was a kid, she would talk about how talented he is and how handsome he is. The male ballet dude.
Yeah.
And so I just picture, I'm like, well, I guess that's what masculine is. That's what and then so I just stuck with me and I was like, okay, I guess I'm gonna dress my kids to be hyper masculine. But anyway, they have a biological instinct that if you see my kids, even with their long hair, Like if anyone who ever sees my kids and thought they were girls, even when they look like girls, they weren't looking closely. They weren't paying attention. They weren't conscious. My boys act like fucking boys.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have 3 little girls around, you will definitely see it. And those girls will know that my boys are boys. I just spent the week with Greg's 3 girls, and those 3 girls know that my boys are 3 boys, and my 3 boys know that those are 3 girls. And it was a beautiful thing to watch.
That's funny.
And if you have 3 cute little, oh man, my boys are so well behaved. It's fucking nuts. I'm going to share one more thing with you that I think is really, really important. It's super duper important for all human beings. It's extraordinarily important for young people. And if you're adult and you can't get a grip on this, then you're fucked. So here it goes. You ready? You can be grounded in your own personal identity. What do I mean by that? Like you can be grounded in the fact that you knit, and you can get comfort in that. All you need is yarn and some needles, and you can knit, and it brings you comfort. It brings you prosperity. It brings your ability to contribute to the world. It brings you a skill that you can work on to get better at. It's just a marvelous thing to do. Knitting, right? You're making clothes. It's something you can do. It does require some tools. Juggling could be the same. It might not be as potent. It might be more for entertainment. You're not actually making clothes, but it's just you and these balls. Walking on your hands. All things that just involve pretty much playing an instrument, playing the piano. You can use it to entertain yourself. You can get better at it. It can make you smarter. It cultivates focus. It brings people together. It contributes to the ambiance. You're a public asset at that time, and you're grounded in yourself and your skill. All of these things I'm talking about are just you. And drawing, singing, jiu-jitsu, anything that you can do to work on yourself. I really like singing or whistling. It's something you can do. You can play with your voice. Not me personally. Like I don't like them. Like I don't practice singing or whistling. But the fewer tools you need, the better to illustrate the example that I'm going for. Then on the other hand, and you can build an identity off of that. You could build it off of reading the Bible, focusing on one religion, Buddhism, and just follow it and really, really work on yourself. And these are all really superficial things I'm talking about, by the way. External, superficial things, but things you can do with minimal shit. So you can get the Bible, you can get the 10 Commandments, and you can work just vigorously and with insane discipline to follow the 10 Commandments, to make yourself a better person, to work on yourself. Skateboarding, yes. Skateboarding, another one. What this does is this allows you to have something really solid that will not change over time at all, except very, very slowly based on the effort you put in. Over 10,000 years, singing's not going to change that much. If, especially now in this day and age, you have your focus outside of you for your identity, you are fucked. Because you will never get your footing. Because the outside world is changing so fast. It is changing so fast. And it's so crazy to me. I hear people complaining that they didn't get enough likes on something on Instagram. I don't even look at that except to laugh at myself. I had a video up the other day for like 12 hours and it had 43 likes. I have 93,000 followers, 92,000 followers. Like, dude, what are you doing making that like any part of your... And I get it, it's hard, especially if you didn't have parents who taught you this. It's so hard. For me, I just wanted to be liked by people. As a kid, I just wanted boys and girls to like me. You know how fucking hard that is to... How are you supposed to... Oh, isn't that funny? I'm making fun of people who want to get likes on Instagram, and yet the next thing out of my mouth is I just wanted people to like me. I guess I was one of those people, but it was before Instagram. I wanted real likes, and wanting real likes isn't better than wanting Instagram likes. So that chump I was just talking about. I guess I was talking about myself. There's nothing you can do to get people to like you, except if you worked on if you want it to be lasting liking and something good, you would do it just by focusing on yourself and getting good at the piano, getting good at singing, getting good at following the 10 Commandments, getting good at let's face it. I'll use Rich Froning as an example. You could hate every fucking Christian in the world and think Christianity is stupid. 51% of the reason Rich Froning is so fucking cool is because he fucking follows the Bible, whether you know it or not. He's taken that shit to heart and it's made him a fucking great person. And at least I would propose that. I'm open to being wrong. I'd propose that. Maybe it's 94% of the reason why he's such a cool person. And he really is a cool person. He's not just a great CrossFitter. So, where was I going with this? So those are the two things. If you base your identity in something outside of you, Facebook, how many friends you have, what kind of car you drive, all of that shit is going to die by the wayside, and your happiness is going to be owned by a rock hitting your windshield, not getting enough likes on your Instagram account, your boyfriend breaking up with you. It's going to be bullshit. And then the next best way is to build your happiness. And what's so obvious about this is my boys actually have this. At 7 years old, my oldest son, and all three of my sons, are so calm and confident and happy in their own skin because they've cultivated so many tools already. They're so happy. They're so confident. They're so calm. They're so in control. They're so cocksure of themselves. Not in an arrogant way at all, but the same way a leaf floats on a river as it goes down the river. I'm just cruising. And it's not in TV. It's not like it was when I was a kid. I was so proud that I had seen every single Brady Bunch episode. I'm not saying it's wrong, but it's not enough. And then there's a deeper way. There's one more way. Those are the two ways. And then the other way you can build an identity is to go completely inward. Just sit. That one doesn't take much except just insane discipline, and no one has that. So we won't even talk about that way. We won't even talk about that way. The everlasting way that gives you eternal confidence and chill. We won't even talk about that. Are you involved with Pulling John 2? There's the Pulling John 2. Are you serious? Put a link up here. Barbelljobs.com. Bye-bye. I'm glad we had a crank call. I'm glad I had someone call and say something like just completely outlandish, but it's still just gross. It's still like, couldn't you say something else? I would rather have you talk just keep the attack on me. Why do you have to can't you just say something about me or my mom, or why do you have to?
I always wonder, what the hell do people like that think? How do you have that much space in your head? I'm so focused on improving everything I have going on with this show or with my fiance or with my businesses. It's how would you have the space to be like, oh, let me call and either try to offend or throw the show off or offend another group of people that, it's why?
Maybe it's someone who's
get out of that.
Maybe it's someone who's so much deeper and evolved than us that they did it on purpose so we could talk about that. They were giving us the opportunity.
That's what I like about you, Sevan.
Just keep going bigger and bigger picture.
Yeah, until you're optimist,
yes.
Just zoom out, baby. Just zoom out a little more. That's all.
I was thinking about where my self-righteousness comes from and this moral high ground that I walk on and this holier than thou. Not that I'm better than other people at all, but I just this self-belief in myself and that my shit don't stink. And do you know where it comes from? And I encourage everyone to cultivate some of their own. And there's probably a ton of it in the CrossFit community, is the fact that ideally you, there's something about not taxing the system. The least you tax the system and the more you contribute, the happier and more cocksure you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're an obese person, like you want to carry your own weight, literally and figuratively, on the planet. You don't want to be you don't want to be taking more than you're giving, even if you don't know it. Even if you don't know that's what you don't want, that I think that's a biological instinct that we all want to stay within the parameters of giving as much as we're taking. But I have no idea if I'm giving as much as if I'm taking. Maybe I'm just maybe I just take tons. But relative to my cohort, my peers, my colleagues, my fellow humans, I'm at the fucking top of the food chain. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, man, like 99% of the guys I see, I could whoop their ass. But 99% of those guys, if they worked out half as hard as I did, they could whip my ass. Do you know what I mean? They're all like genetically like, I'm like, all right, he's taller, he's better looking. He's, but they're just not doing nothing. Like they've gone the opposite way.
You've given the recipe. If someone lets you sleep at their house, you wake up, you clean the mess, any mess that you had there, you clean all your personal stuff, you clean their mess, you do the dishes, and you leave before they wake up. And that's how you always get invited back.
Can you use that as can that be like a metaphor just for how you treat the earth?
It should be, because I mean, think about that. If you operated like that all the time, there's no way. And you truly had discipline, and you didn't, of course, weren't had drugs. Something. How long could you really even be homeless? How long would it be before you just continue to add value to people in certain ways to where you just got everything you wanted? Which I do believe is literally your story, right? I mean,
right.
It's not like you had a strategy plan out of that. There was no master strategy out of that.
Right.
Just discipline, hard work, and bringing value in all those layers built up over time.
Yeah, you nailed it. God, Greg sent me the nicest text today. Hey, Sevan, would you have Eric Rosa on the podcast? Matt's saying yes.
I would just love to see you have a conversation.
I'm a little scared because I've talked so much shit. I mean, I've talked so much shit. I mean, of course I would. If someone like from HQ reached out to me and was like, hey, Eric wants to come on the podcast, I'd love to have him on the podcast. The thing is that to maintain my integrity with the shit I've talked, it could get weird. It could get weird. It could get weird. It could get weird. It could get weird really quick. Like, I'd have to ask him some really fucking hard questions. What is the vision for the company? And if he started doing that happiness, and I'd be like, why did you buy this? And I would just start digging into like, I don't think it's good. My 50 cent fucking, what's it called? Armchair psychologist is not getting a good read from the situation. It's not good.
I wonder if the board of directors grill him like that.
The thing is it part where they've gone. I'm going to say this. I've said this so many times. I'm going to say it again. It's funny. It was scary to say the first time, and now it's like I'm bored of saying it. It's not even scary. There is a this company is selling personal accountability and personal responsibility. Those things are not sellable. It's really, really tough. Those aren't marketable items. A matter of fact, there's a whole political movement. There's a whole pressure from half this country. There's a whole ideology that wants to avoid it at all costs. Avoiding discomfort. This company is selling discomfort. There are, and the metaphor I kept using over and over and over is that these Berkshire guys think they bought Harley Davidson, but they bought oh shit, I didn't bring my phone in here. I can't text this person. The Berkshire thinks they bought Harley Davidson, but they bought the Hells Angels. The Hells Angels don't make meth. They don't make motorcycles. They take meth up and down the coast in the motorcycles they buy. That's part of their brand. Like CrossFit doesn't make up movements. CrossFit was Greg Glassman putting together certain movements and a certain diet, hoping to make the fittest people in the world based on the first ever scientific definition of what fitness is, which he gave. And you want to know, like, either people are super stupid or incredibly naive when they say he didn't invent anything. That's like saying Newton didn't invent anything. Okay, fine. Newton did not invent gravity. Why go after Newton? Leave Greg alone. What he did is he labeled something that we still don't know what it is today as gravity, and half you fuckers still believe it is gravity, but that's a whole nother conversation. But that Greg defined something. And that's what started the whole fucking ball rolling. And it's just and then a group of us got together, and so then of course then what happens is these people start doing it like Navy SEALs start doing it, and they do it. Why? Because it helps them save the fitness to them and to firefighters and to first responders. Fitness is like the cornerstone of their survival. Like if they're like, I'm sure a ton of those guys lives have been saved because they did CrossFit or because they were in shape. Maybe it's not just CrossFit, but if your life depends on your fitness, then there's nothing better than CrossFit. And once those guys endorsed it based on that and that type of lifestyle, the thing just exploded. And why? Because pussies like me that lived in Berkeley, California, wanted to do didn't want to do buds, but they wanted to do a workout that Dave Castro or Josh Bridges or Eli Crane did.
That's literally why I started. My buddy my buddy was in the Air Force, and he's like, "Oh, I do these workouts," and we did a bunch of them, and then he actually got deployed, and I go, "Wait, who's gonna come up with the workouts?" You know, because it's about me, not him going to war.
And what's the first thing these cunts do at HQ? Darn it! I wish I wouldn't have name called. They get rid of hero wads. They've changed hero wads. Something has happened at HQ. Like anyone can get a wad now. I don't think you can call twice in one show. I'm pretty sure you can't call twice in one show. You're not going to say any racial slurs, are you?
Please don't.
No, I'm actually a little upset that I told you to hang up on me for Gaylord, Michigan.
Thank you for taking responsibility.
You know what's crazy
Logan.
is that dude has like a crazy phone bank of phones to call from.
I don't know if that's like a VPN thing, and he was going through like his directory. He's like Gaylord. That sounds funny. So he probably just freaking picked that because he's a 12-year-old chode.
No, that dude wasn't 12. That I like some other. Someone said that guy lives in a basement or something. Matt, you need to reach out to Rose ASAP for the podcast. It will help Eric with his stress. You're a good dude. What's up, Mars? What you need? What you need?
Well, my favorite thing about CrossFit is everybody talks about how it's so beneficial for your mental health.
Yes.
And then the CEO of the company is talking about how he has major problems with his mental health.
Right.
And I feel like it just kind of takes a pillar away a little bit, or gives those naysayers a little more ammunition. But
I didn't think of it like that. But I think that the big thing with this guy is that I think we kind of touched on it. He probably doesn't. Anyway, whatever. Okay, yeah, you're right. Gives a little bit of the naysayers. I don't want to pile on. I don't want to pile on him. But I don't want to pile on him. I don't want to pile on him anymore.
All right.
What if he comes on the show?
That's what I was
saying.
Exactly.
Shovel around.
Yeah. No, you're either solidifying the fact that he won't, or you're just making it worse when he does.
Yeah. I think I've said it. I think he's handsome and he has a nice body.
Yeah, I mean,
I know that's superficial, but there's a huge piece of me that is quite superficial. Shit,
I like
look at the shit I'm wearing.
His haircut's pretty nice.
Yeah, his hair. I like his hair. I like the shaved look.
Yeah. Sevan, I'm a little disappointed actually. You don't have a really long beard this time of year, because I really, really wanted me some Armenian Santa Claus.
I don't know what I'm doing with my facial hair. I'm not happy. I don't know what I'm doing with my look right now. I have no idea. Someone said I look like Hulk Hogan, and that fucking threw me for a loop. I'm so easily frazzled.
You know what I love?
All I did was shave this. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was like just going like this with the one shaver, and I just went up, and then I stopped, and then I don't even know what I'm doing. I really don't know what I'm doing.
There's some real gold if you scroll through Instagram on Sevan's page. I just there's a picture of you, and I think you're half gone with like a glass of whiskey and some women's sunglasses on. It is fantastic. There are memes to be written about many of the posts in Sevan's Instagram.
Yeah, look at there's hope. I see it. I see the resemblance. I see it.
Yeah. I was going to ask, okay, so I see a lot of your posts about parenthood or, just your raising your kids. And I mean, I don't know. I've had a few moments when I'm raising my son lately. I feel like, I don't know if it's like a terrible twos or if everybody goes through it where you just feel like, I don't know. I feel like I have a teenager and he's 2 years old. And did you ever have that? I mean, I know you had twins, so I don't know if they just both ganged up on you and tied you down and tortured you, or if it was just smooth sailing the whole way.
You have to ask my wife, because every time I talk about my kids, I'm going to tell you something. I make it seem like it's the easiest thing in the world and I'm the best dad
You really
in the world.
do. And that's why I'm asking you.
I know. And she's like, if you
out.
have her here, she'll be like, what are you talking about? I saw you lose your shit and go outside and throw a suitcase over the backyard fence. I'm like, what? So you got to just... Okay, fine, Keith. Fine.
I was wondering.
Fine, fuck off. Fine, Keith. Fun fact, Sevan is Groucho Marx reincarnated. Fine, eat a dick. Bye-bye. Jesus criminy. It's like the third show in a row he's been writing that shit. Hey, this guy, Travis Bellinghausen, sent me an email I need to forward to you. All of you people who have offered to help and I've given you my email and I have not followed through, there's only one thing to say. I'm a douche.
There's one last thing, Sevan.
Yes.
I'm curious.
Hey, you know what happened? You know what happened today? My Avi was being bad in the morning. And what was he doing? We just got back from Scottsdale last night late. He woke up this morning. He was in a bad mood. He's sitting at the table and he's crying. And I've never seen him do that. He's 7. He's at the breakfast table and he's crying and he's doing it like the Peanuts characters. And his mouth is wide open. And I'm like, and I just got up. My back is so fucking sore. Like every morning when I wake up, I can barely wash my hands because it feels like if I do, my whole body's going to break in half and fall over, which is crazy because 2 hours later I can touch my toes like it's nothing. It's just weird. But so I'm like, dude, if you do that again, like I'm going to take you to your room or you're going to go to your room and you can scream all you want in there, but I can't have you just out here holding the whole kitchen hostage. Okay. And I say it just chill like that. And he just looks at me and goes, "Ma!" So I go over to him, I pick him up and I'm squeezing him so tight because if he gets off my midline, I'm going to fucking break in half. And I get him like halfway to his room and I have to set him down. And then I'm like, just like gently walking with him to his room. And we get to his room. He goes, "I'm not staying in here." And he just pushes me and my back's so fucked up. I can't stop him. And I drop to one knee and I start laughing so hard. Like a tear comes out of my face. I'm like, but the other option was to kill him, right? Like he just whooped his dad's ass and he's 7.
And these are the joys of being a geriatric father.
So I just go out there and I just look. He's sitting there at the table and he looks at me and he's got this big shit-eating grin and I got this big shit-eating grin. And I'm thinking to myself, if you don't say anything, I won't say anything. Like if you don't tell him your brothers and your mom, you just push me out of the way. Oh fuck.
Oh man.
I know.
That jujitsu's paying off.
So sad. So sad. Hey, so did you yeah, Dave should be CEO. Oh, Emily Abbott. So today Kate Gordon said this weekend's gonna be her last show for 2 weeks.
She's moving.
Yeah, she's moving on, man.
So no, she'll be back. She loves it too much. She loves the followers it gives her.
Let's not get carried away here.
And so I asked I was gonna ask Sarah Sigmund's duder to step in for her.
Please.
Oh yeah, he just jumped on that. But the time thing with Sarah could get really weird because she's in Dubai.
Yeah, but won't Hobart do it whenever? Hobart
I love Mars. Is like, or no one's gonna, she's so fucking hot.
Come up with nicknames.
Sarah's so fucking hot. Fuck off. Do it at 3 a.m. if she wants to. Fuck you guys. You know, the thing is I want to do the show so it's every Sunday at 6. So like I want to like have like the truck driver who drives that like fucking or the divorced dad who has to go drive his kid home on Sunday night for 3 hours. He always has that show. You know what I mean? Like I just want it to be consistent for that. Oh, that's cool. What about Kleba? Here's the thing. I really want either a chick, a black dude, or a gay dude. You know, because
Well, Sevan, you're
because I'm
Armenian,
because
so
I'm a
you
sexist,
check one box.
homophobe, racist, and I need I don't know. I just feel like we already have Hobart who's like bi, and we got me who's like crazy straight, and we should have something else like. And
I don't think Cassandra would let him be bi.
Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. He's fastidious. He's clean. Like he wears deodorant, I bet. And so I was thinking, I don't know if Sarah Sigmund's daughter scratches any of those. But man, she's so fucking cool. That show was so fun with her, and she's hot as shit. But I asked Emily Abbott if she would do it, and I think Emily Abbott's fun and hot as shit too. So,
but Sarah, no, I'm gonna let you hang up on me after this. Okay. Sarah was like one of your best interviews, and also I want to say your last call-in show was freaking hilarious. So I know you said you were off in Arizona, but that was literally, or not call-in, the news show.
Oh yeah, what did you like it just because they were beating up on me?
No, they're beating up on Hobart.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
But I am curious. Can you do an audio commentary with Greg Glassman, where you guys do audio commentary for the Human Centipede?
Here's the thing. I want to tell you something about Greg. If Greg and I did a show together, we would fucking take over the airwaves. There would be no one who could stop us. We would rule the universe. The thing is that Greg is so smart, and he still doesn't want the world to know how funny he is. So I don't think he's so. I think he loves hanging his hat on. But like when it's just me and like I was at his house for like 7 days, and we're just crying. We're dying, and the conversation vacillates between the most serious things, like to the funniest things, like in 1 or 2 sentences. So it can go from poop to Omnicron to Newton to string theory to penis size. I mean, and if God, the world needs to see that. We could have, if he would partner up with me, we could have any fucking guest we wanted. But I don't know if he's gonna let himself. I don't know if he's gonna let himself hang like that. I want him to so bad. He's so fucking funny. He's so creative. It's nuts. Him and his sister always do this. They do word fuckery. Like they make words up. But anyway.
All right, I'm up.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Love you.
Bye. Mwah. Hour and 12 minutes longer than I thought we were gonna go.
Yeah, at least Mars called back. Gave us a good taste in our mouth for callers again.
Please don't use that phrase. Weakness is not vulnerability. It was interesting. I was embarrassed for the people. I was impressed with how Jordan Peterson handled these 3 people today who were interviewing him. It was a 2018 interview. It was it was either in Norway or Switzerland, or it was in one of the Nordic countries in the Northern Europe. And I was like embarrassed for him, proud of him, embarrassed for those people. They were saying the dumbest shit to him. And these were like PhDs in like psychology and sociology. And the shit they were saying to him was so fucking, I was so embarrassed. Like he had to explain to them, they're like, and why are you against vulnerability? He's like, I'm not against vulnerability. He's like, well, you're against men showing weakness. He's like, well, you can't use the word weakness and vulnerability interchangeably. And he has to then define weakness and define vulnerability for them. And they're just so sloppy in their questioning and in their thoughts. It's like when, and maybe I'm just out there, but it's just like when someone says to me something like, men need to show their sensitivity and be okay with hugging. I want to be like, who the fuck are you talking about? Like, why are we even talking? What do you mean? I hug 10 times the amount of dudes that I hug as chicks. Like, what are you talking about? It's just, I don't know what world these people live in. It's like they project all of their fucking shit onto the whole world. Hey, man, the whole world's not there. Or maybe they are, and I'm just not there, and I'm just cooler than everyone. Laura Horvat, what a new show that would be. I don't think we can get her.
That would be good. It'd be funny.
But I'm pretty insecure. But Emily said she would do it, and we can
Oh,
ask
she
Sarah.
did.
Yeah. She said she'd do it. Yeah. I think she is teaching a course in. She's either teaching or taking a course in Cabo San Lucas right now
Mm.
on
Is she with?
pelvic floors. I don't even know what the
Oh,
pelvic floor is. The bottom of your uterus. But anyway, I talk about the pelvic floor a lot. He's balling out of control. I don't know if Greg would podcast. He is balling out of control. He is. It is. Do you know him, Dustin? Have you seen the balling? It is nuts. It is nuts. I cannot believe you woke fuckers gifted Greg all that shit. All right. So, do we have anyone on the schedule right now?
Yeah. Well, yes, we have someone on Monday, and then that's our only confirmed. So we don't want to throw too much out there without. But we got like
We're bugging Dave Lipson. We're bugging
Dave
Ben
Lipson.
Bergeron.
Ben Bergeron will be on. Yep, next week. Dave Lipson.
We're bugging Emily Abbott.
Week after that, Emily Abbott.
We keep threatening to have a Jukovic, Lazar Jukic.
Yep, reach out to him.
Who else? We have that UFC fighter, Christopher Johnson.
Yep, Graham Holberg's on that list.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
What do we have against women? Do we have any women?
I don't know if we have any women coming up.
We don't have any women listeners. It'd be nice if we had some women guests.
We have a few.
I'm gonna try to do so Saturday at like 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. John Brzezinski is arm wrestling Devin Lorette. I'm sure 99% of you don't give a shit, but I give a shit, and I'm really fucking excited about it. So I'm gonna try to do a show Saturday morning with Travis and Paul Lynn. Travis has arm wrestled John a bunch of times, and Paul Lynn was the last guy to arm wrestle John. So I'm gonna try to do a show, and you can watch that on Core Sports. It's only $8.99. Danny Spiegel, we invited her to be on the show, and she said that what did she say?
Morals going to be more different than yours.
What are morals? Hold on, I gotta look that up real quick. Morals.
And then for those of you guys, I know we've been teasing it for a while now, but Miranda is coming on soon.
Yeah.
Her soon.
Oh, Miranda's like 10 women in one. We don't need women. We got Miranda coming on.
Yeah,
Miranda Alcrez, the owner of Street Parking. Co-owner. Okay, morals are concerned with the judgment of right and wrong of human action and character. Teaching or exhibiting goodness or correctness of character or behavior, conforming to standards of what is right or in just behavior, virtuous. Having or showing possession, exhibiting virtue. Hold on. Virtue. Conforming to a standard of right, morality, particularly moral excellence. You can't have moral be defined as virtue and then virtue be defined back as moral. The fuck is wrong with these people on Google? So some of you know this, some of you don't know this. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But when you are hungry, you have it's a lot of people think it's biological or chemical or whatever, but basically you have some sort of agitation in your brain. That's the inside world or in your body, and then you go to the outside world to fulfill that need. It's the same thing with when you're horny. It's the same thing with when you're angry. If you're angry, you might do something, you feel something angry on the inside world, and you go to the outside world to fix it. That is life. That's why that's how unconscious people do their entire day. The phone rings, they hear the sound on the inside, then they reach out on the outside and they pick up the phone. They don't question anything. They're just reacting. They have an itch, they reach up unconsciously and they scratch it on their head. They're just one thing right after another reacting. If you have something happen on the inside that you identify with as you, as part of something that makes you whole, and you can't get it on the outside, a problem will start to occur. That's called conflict. And when you make movies or tell stories, it's really important that you understand that mechanism of the human brain, but that's a whole different thing. So let's say you really, really, really view yourself as a skateboarder and you want to skate, but there's nowhere to skate. It's raining, or there's no skateboard, or you're in Antarctica. Then you have a conflict, and it will show up as something else. Maybe you'll start drawing skateboards, but it'll manifest as something else. Everything is like that. So if you believe in ghosts and there are no such thing as ghosts, but you believe in ghosts and that's who you are, you will make it sure that you see something that looks like a ghost. You'll see some wind blow somewhere and move a curtain, and you will deem it a ghost. There becomes a market demand for ghosts. That's what racism is. It's something inside that people believe in so much that they've made it part of who they are. And as it was going away in these last 10, 20 years, and especially very, very recently, the demand for it really increased, because as it became less and less, the demand to see it, because people identified with it as being real, increased. And that's why you get shit like Jesse Smollett. That's why you get when someone white crosses the street, someone else might say he crossed the street because he's racist. They start looking for it and projecting it onto everything. There becomes a market demand for it. That's why people like Danny Spiegel, I'm guessing, think that I have different morals than her, because she's confused about her inside reality and her outside reality. And that's why she would think that we have different morals. The truth is I'm just not quick to judge people. I don't have to react to everything inside of me that demands to be seen on the outside. I'm beyond that. I'm wiser than that. I worked hard to be like this. Peace and love. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. And so what happens is that's why those people are the real racists. Not Danny Spiegel, but going back to that other thing, is because they're demanding it to be seen, and you see why they're confused, because at any cost, they have to see racism, or else they have to give up a little piece of their identity and let that die. Oh my God, it's not like that. You know dudes like that. Have you ever been with a guy and he's like, that bitch wants to fuck me? And you're like, what the fuck are you looking at? You know, like, that chick does not want to fuck you, but he needs to believe it. It's like that. I mean, that's the whole world. There's no mechanism that works outside of that. I just explained life to you. That explains the Bible. That explains Buddhism. That explains in believing life after death. I just gave you a paradigm for fucking thinking of everything. Don't piss me off. It's the conflating of negative human interactions of any kind as solely being racially motivated. Yeah, that. But what I'm saying is even the origin of that is just needing something that, like, if you believe, first of all, you even have to believe that racism is real. Like, you have to just jump over the fact that it's actually just an idea. Now, I'm not saying that there can't be racist ideology. I'm not saying that there couldn't be a sign that's racist that says, like, no fucking Jews allowed at that drinking fountain. Yeah, that sign is racist. But fuck it. I'm not doing this again. It's too late. Should teach a philosophy class. Except the thing is, I just know what I know from just watching my own inside shit. I don't really know anything. Dubai champ predict. Yeah. So this is Souza and I were talking about this today. What are we going to organize to blow up the Dubai shit? First of all, I asked the fucking Crown Prince to be on the show. I DM'd him. He's got 12 million followers. The Crown Prince. The fuck is a Crown Prince? But and he didn't respond to me. So then we reached out to the Dubai fitness guys to see if, like, they would come on the show, and they wanted to. They had questions back for me, like, hey, what are the questions going to be or something? I'm like, I don't know what the fuck the questions are going to be, but I just wanted to, like, just jerk you guys off and get people excited about the Dubai Fitness Challenge. So I don't know if those guys are coming on. And then Souza's saying, like, hey, like, should we start talking to Brian and John Young? And I go, I don't know. Let's just wait to the last minute and freak out and see if, like, everyone just wants to come on the show and do it. But I'm planning on watching it. And then Souza's like, hey, do you want, like, if John and Brian can't do it, like, I could watch a shitload of it and me and you could do the shows. I'm like, dude, me and you can't do the fucking shows, nor do we want to. He's like, you're right. It's like, I want to do it just, like, because I want to hang out with John. And it's really what it's come down to. I want to do it because I want to hang out with John and Brian. And I'll enjoy like watching the show, especially like if Lazar's going, Sarah's going to be there. But I don't know. But I'm sure we'll do something. We'll like, right, Matt? Like we'll freak out a day or two before, and I'll be like, "Oh my god, we got to do this. What the show's happening? We got to."
Yep, that's how it goes.
Who wants to hear me sing reggae again? It's hard to believe people actually. Here's the thing: I get offended by. I see what you're saying, and I want to agree with you. I get offended by shit all the time, but very quickly after I get offended, I then say it's hard to believe that I get offended by anything, knowing as much as I know. It's fucking ridiculous. It's like someone's like, "Do you hate that person?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I fucking can't stand that person." I'm like, but not relative to someone if they did something bad to my kid. If someone did something bad to my kid, that person over there I love relative to that. I mean, it's just, no, I don't know who. You have to do something so bad for me to hate you, I think. Like, because you have to do something to my kids. Rostatosian. Oh, nice. Nice dog. That's good.
Rostatosian.
And
Rostatosian.
And everyone should see that also. But you have to remember that I used to make a fucking crazy living off of CrossFit, and then all of a sudden I lost my job there. So anything negative you hear me say or any bitching you hear, you should run through that and be like, that whiny bitch, he's just pissed because he don't got a job there no more. Okay, so feel free to work that angle. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here while you guys fucking make fun of me. Fuck off, Logan. Fuck off, Sean. And that didn't we already do that with Hobart?
Yeah. It's like our thing now.
Love you guys. Take care. We will be we're gonna load up this sucker with a ton of guests in the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna go crazy and bring you guys a ton of guests. We have Asim Malhorta coming on. Can we just bring his book up real quick? So if we're gonna have this guy on, and what's crazy is I was saying this even though I'm nobody. ASEEM. Last name Malhorta. And
bring up the photo of
did you send him an email, Matt?
No, I was having conversations with him on Instagram right now.
Oh, okay. Shit, impressive. So he has this book, and this is I knew this just from working with Greg and working at CrossFit, that in 21 days you could fucking change your whole shit, like your basically your whole your blood panel. In 21 days you could rework your fucking entire blood, your immune system. I mean, you could really get to the 90-yard line in 21 days, no matter how fucked up you are. You can really, if you put in the work. Like if I told you that there was some virus that was killing people who ate too much sugar, that's the book you want to read. Anyway, he came out with this book. This dude got banned. How the fuck did this dude get banned from Instagram? He said nothing wrong. He doesn't say any of the crazy shit I say.
Not even
He's
close.
just like, hey, here's a way to help yourself out.
Oh, see, there it is. Help yourself out. That is not the line.
Right. He never even said the other dudes. I don't even hear him saying the other dudes are wrong.
Nope. He's very articulate.
Okay. So peace and love. Get your booster. Bye guys. Love hanging.